What's happening, guys? I'm Dan. Welcome back to the channel. We're diving back into another WeldWerks beer in collaboration with 450 North. So this is kind of a fun beer, a sour, if you will. So today we're looking at Cloud Candy, again, a sour ale, clocking in at 4.8% ABV. I've had some pretty awesome sours from 450 North, but I do, again, get really epic sours from Arvon Brewing Company in Michigan, guys, so it's really tough to outmatch their smoothie sours. 450 North, really well known, very big in the country, really well known for their sours. But again, I've had some awesome sours. I have some of the best access to sours in the entire country with Arvon, so throwing that out there. Of course, always partial to Michigan beer, but I love these new ones to give a try. And this is brewed with Cotton Candy Floss, passion fruit, and dragon fruit. So that's very interesting. We'll see what we get here. And this is about $5.99 per can. So standard really at that level when you're talking about sour ales. That's typically what they're going to run these days when they are the quality, or $4 to $5.99. So this was canned on 8/21/23, and today is the 17th of September, time of recording. Again, this is an interesting beer that, I don't know, we'll see what this is like. Again, I've had 450 North beer, I've had WeldWerks beer. I like both of them, but let's see what they do in this collaboration beer here. So, as I'm losing some off the side, we do not have the color of cotton candy by any means, but rather an orange, almost hazy looking beer, almost like a New England style IPA. A little bit more of that orangey color, a little bit of a cloudy, foamy, sudsy head sitting on top with pretty moderate carbonation streaming to the top. You guys can see it. I don't have to go into great detail about what I'm seeing. You can see it, and that head is dissipating fairly quickly. Sticking to the glass a little bit, but again, you guys are getting the gist here. I don't need to really talk about this too much. Let's go to an aroma. Wow, I wouldn't know what I'm getting necessarily. It smells almost like kiwi and pears. It smells a little bit artificial in some way, like you could say cotton candy, but I don't know if I'd guess that blindly. It's coming through quite a bit. But I think the passion fruit is what's kind of accenting all of this really nicely. I'm getting a lot of that quality popping off the top. And again, I think the kiwi pear kind of dragon fruit, that thing's coming through fairly well on this. And again, I think the passion fruit's underlying very nicely. But piercing the palate, I should say, nose as well. Cotton candy's there, but again, I don't know if I'd guess it right off the top of my head if I was doing this in a blind taste. But definitely, I think something's fruity, something's candied, something's different than your typical beer. I wouldn't know really what I'm getting here today. But now that I'm thinking about it, it does have somewhat of a grainy beer feel again, but it's got some of this pear, kiwi, and then cotton candy quality just piercing on the nose. So I don't know, guys, let's dive in. It's Cloud Candy. It's an interesting beer. Let's see if it follows. Let's see what it is. Cheers. Oh. Wow. That passion fruit really comes through really nicely. This beer has actually a lighter mouthfeel, and it is kind of puckering sour on the back end. I actually do like the sour quality it brings to the table. That passion fruit, though, really abundant, and it really comes through in a nice way. I think it accents everything really nicely. Again, kiwi, pear, almost like a strawberry mouthfeel. You're getting this candied quality of those fruits, so that cotton candy popping off the top as well, in a very nice way. It's not like it's terribly artificial. Like some of these cotton candy beers, I mean, what are we drinking here? Are we drinking a circus? I mean, what's in our mouth? Yes, we have this sugary quality, this candied sugar. Is that what this is? I'd say this one's done in a fairly nice way. It's not overpowering the palate, but you are still getting the sour qualities of that passion fruit coming through. It's nice, and it's still drinkable, being 4.8% and not terribly oversweet, but definitely tart. The cotton candy is very even kilter throughout the beer. You get it in the front and middle mostly, and then the passion fruit and this kiwi, strawberry, cotton candy, I guess, does come through, but I think that passion fruit really radiates on the back end, and then it does dry out a little bit with tartness. Again, I'm getting this kiwi, strawberry, just candied, sugary vibe that does fade into dryness, which I do appreciate because I like drinkability. We all like drinkability, guys. So is this a solid beer, being what the ingredient list is? I think so. I think it's fun. I think it's different, and I think this would be a cool one to share. I don't know that I'd want the whole thing to myself. I feel like my wife might like this. I feel like this is like up the sour end of the spectrum in a nice way. I just think it's fair to the game and fair to the label. Like when they're saying dragon fruit, though, I definitely am getting this just kiwi strawberry vibe. Like that's what I'm pointing out mostly in the beginning of this beer. And again, that cotton candy artificial thing, not so over the top. It does come through, but again, it doesn't dominate your palate. It doesn't just destroy your palate. And what you are left with is that passion fruity tartness on the back end, which again, I appreciate. It brings in dryness. It brings in drinkability. Again, cotton candy not overplayed. And it doesn't ruin the beer. So it's even kilter, like I said, throughout this whole beer. It's good. A lot better than I would think looking at the label, because this is not really one up my alley. But it would be fun to share, and I do appreciate what went into making this beer. It's pretty fun. So rating, is it my favorite sour in the world? Not necessarily, but it's fun, and it's definitely a unique sour, and at least it is sour, and it's still a beer at the end of the day that does not just obliterate your palate. It's indeed sour. It's indeed tart. But it's kind of like mouth-watering. Like it invites you to take another drink every time you're done sipping it. So rating. It's fun. It's very tart. Like the more I'm drinking it, it's sucking the water out of my mouth, and it's just drying my palate out, and it's making my saliva run. It's very tart. Wow. Yeah, it's way more tart than I thought originally. 4.02 out of 5. Oddly specific. That's just where I'm placing it today, guys. Time of recording, that's how I'm feeling. So it is what it is. It's been cloud candy. It's indeed candy-like. Try to find this one if you can. It's fun beer. I'm Dan. I'm over and out. Catch you on the next review, guys. Cheers.